with Industry 4.0. We're seeing our customers now thinking how they invest in digitalisation, not should we invest in digitalisation. That investment becomes very important to them. So as they start to consider their cash saving and also their financial planning for the future, we expect to see customers explore further and further the use of pay-per-use models, pay-for-savings models, and pay-for-outcome models as they start to establish more data to enable them to do this with precision. As we look at digital investment, there are many things to be considered by a company. Those things would be obviously payback. What's the usage of what they're doing? How does it affect them as a business? How do they measure the outcome of that? And as we start to explore those outcomes, we need to get more points of data that allow us to go deeper into the advantages for these businesses. And we find that there is a limited amount of data at the moment. Some companies are putting out good, in-depth data points, whereas other companies are struggling with that a little bit. And as we see that get bigger and deeper, the data mine that's available to us, we'll continue to explore how those price points and those pay-per-use points become more relevant to different manufacturers in different sectors. Digitisation starts at the top of any business. As long as there's a desire to let the leadership of a business take on digitisation, train them in that and recruit around the digital objectives, then we can see a further and further embedding of digitalisation across all manufacturing companies. TrackWrap are a great example of a company that used a forward-thinking finance product to embed a pay-per-use model within what they do. TrackWrap are a company that specialise in saving 90% of energy usage on wrapping of products for the retail sector, and at the same time using 70% less wrapping film to do so. That enabled them to help their cash flow by realising a sale up front, and at the same time allowing their customers to pay for what they use when they use it, giving them a cash flow advantage. Once the customer's invested in digitalisation, we start to see them use the data that's produced from the sensors to give a better idea of how they're using their products, how they use their manufacturing and the outcomes from that. And once we've been able to analyse that, we can start to build our financial products around that data. That data then becomes very important to specify pay for savings models, pay for energy savings, and pay for usage. Pay for usage being using that sensor technology to give us the output of those products to tell us what they're using, when they're using it, and how they're using it.